are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. It's time for Streaming Verse with Nina and Chris here on WHCM, and you can also check us out on YouTube Live if you head over to the Harper Radio channel. And if you don't know it already, because you're not doing it already, you can head over to harperradio.com and stream us anywhere on the globe that has internet or Wi-Fi. I guess we should
or cellular
data.
It.
Yes, or cellular data. Because I tell you, I was just in Mackinac Island, and between the ghosts and it being an island, I had some internet issues. So there were times things did not happen. One more thing I want to share. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of Harper Radio, Harper Radio, WHCM, or Harper College or its Board of Trustees. Harper Radio and WHCM are like the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It is. Totally.
But Harper College or its Board of Trustees, they're all ours. And especially with the show we're going to talk about, I think we need to keep it our own and not anyone else's ideas.
Yeah. I have a lot of ideas. Ooh, sorry, I screamed that. I was very excited about that for some reason.
I'm actually excited it's Thursday because Friday is almost here. The weekend is upon us.
Can't believe it. It's been a slow and a fast week at the same time.
I would agree. And I only worked 3 days so far. Actually, I'm only going to work 3.5 days this week because, things are happening in my life. But, all right. I have to cough. So hold on 1 second.
Holding.
I turned off my mic. You probably heard it through Nina.
Oh, sorry.
But no, that's fine.
Wait, I don't even have control over my mic over here. I don't know why.
But I was over here, but it wasn't as loud as it was. I have a little tickle right now. I'm going to have to take a drink here in a second.
You're good.
So, Nina, what have you been streaming?
Well, I've been watching a lot of stuff this week. Looking at my list, it's not as intimidating because I didn't write down what I've watched again, because I rewatched a lot of stuff with my mom because we decided I don't know, we just did nothing for a couple days and we
those are nice.
It was so nice. We were living the life of a couch potato. So the main thing that we did was we watched the first season of Only Murders in the Building.
That was so cool.
So good. I've been wanting to watch it for so long, and she was looking through stuff to watch. She was like, do you have any interest in this? And I was like, yeah, it's Selena Gomez. And Steve Martin. Everyone says my dad is Steve Martin. I actually tricked a bunch of my friends. They're not my friends anymore, but not because of this reason. Okay. When we were younger, I would tell them my dad was Steve Martin, and then we'd watch a movie that he was in, and they fully believe me. I don't.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I don't. That says a lot about my character, but we watched the first season. I can't wait for the other seasons because it left on such a cliffhanger. It did.
I think I've seen part of the second season, but then I stopped because it's easy to stall out on shows. But
it is.
Meryl Streep's in the third season, so I have to get caught up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Jane Lynch being in the first season was a surprise, too. I did not know that she was going to be in it. She was amazing. So what have you been watching?
Well, I've been watching a couple things. I've actually been streaming, too, and I really want to talk about... so before I talk about what I've been watching, let's talk about what I've been listening to.
Ooh.
So Spotify has this new feature that's called DJ, and the guy comes on and it's all AI. Hey, so I've been paying attention what you've been listening to. So he's a little creepy. And then he'll start to play things based on my history.
Okay.
And since I was driving, for a long time, I was listening for at least an hour. They didn't play one Monkey song. It's like, Spotify DJ, I don't think you've been paying attention because I play the Monkees all the time.
Yeah.
And he also played Bruce Springsteen, who every single time a Bruce Springsteen song comes on, I skip it. Like, if I'm out in the wild and I hear a Bruce Springsteen song, I'm fine with it. I don't dislike him. But if I'm on my own and I get to pick what I'm listening to, it is not Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I then have learned that you can program your Spotify to not play an artist. And I don't know that.
See, I have Apple Music. I don't know half of the Spotify features.
So I highly recommend that to people, just so you know it is a thing.
That's
It probably
so
is with
interesting.
Apple Music too. If it keeps playing something you don't like, you can stop it. You can go,
Oh, yeah.
nuh-uh.
I mean, I know Apple Music has this like, gosh, I don't even know. It's like this curated radio. It's like my radio. There's no AI in it, but if you don't like a song, you can just be like, don't like it.
Yeah, well, so Spotify is that too. It's called the Daily Mix, Daily Mix 1, Daily Mix 2, that type of thing. But this DJ feature is new. And he's literally will come in every 2 or 3 songs. So, how'd you like those tunes? How'd that work out for you? Now we're going to go back to 2020 during the pandemic and let's see what you were listening to. Seriously, this is what
That's so weird.
saying. And he was playing songs and I'm like, I may have played a couple. Now, in general, it wasn't that bad. But again, he kept playing Bruce Springsteen. I don't listen to Bruce Springsteen. I think it's because he's touring and he was just in Chicago. So maybe it went, oh, you have to like him. It's like, no, I don't. I really, really don't. So we kept skipping it. And again, I've learned now, of course, I did this when I was not driving the car. I've learned how to remove artists from my playlist. So it's similar to what it sounds like Apple Music. They probably have some similar things.
And I'm sure.
Except for the DJ will be coming if it has.
I was going to say, and I'm sure now they will have this coming soon,
Right.
but called something slightly different.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm voting no on the DJ. Just that's my non-recommendation for something to stream. What else have you been streaming?
All right. Well, before I talk about that, my dad is commenting. He says, "Hey, we are watching." Oh, I misinterpreted this. I thought he was saying like this is what we've been watching because they've watched like 6 movies today.
Okay.
But that I misinterpreted. Sorry. Hi, Dad. Okay. On Netflix again. This is the same weekend that my mom and I did nothing. We found a documentary called "Inside the Mind of a Cat." And you best believe we watched that, and my mom is trying to now train our cats. It's not going so well so far.
Train them for what?
I don't know. They just had these like, they were talking about how cats are misunderstood in a world of like dogs, right? Like
I get that because it makes me angry that people think that cats aren't smart.
Exactly.
Or they think they don't listen to you.
And that's pretty much what the documentary was all about.
I've seen like 1 episode, so I have an idea what you're
Oh no, it
talking
was
about.
a movie.
Oh, then I've watched half of it at least.
Okay,
then. So
yeah.
I've seen some of it. Yeah, because it's that woman when she's in there talking about stuff, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. And then there's these like cat doctors who they just spend their life hanging out with cats, and I'm like, I want that job. Like it's got to be more complex than that, but like
Right.
I want to do that. And they're like, they bring in these cats, and I believe they're from Russia because I think that's what they said. But also, it kind of makes sense that like Russian cats are going to be like, doing turns and jumping through hoops. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know which cat. Yes.
Yeah, and they're like these gorgeous cats. They like literally like put the fan on when they were doing their like cover. It was so funny. And they were doing all these tricks, and then they were giving tips on how to train your cat, and you should only do it 3 to 5 minutes a day because cats don't want to pay attention and they'll just get annoyed. And so my mom was starting to be like, okay, I put a treat in my hand, which one is in it? And she's trying to get our cat to smack the hand that it's on, but I'm like,
Cat walks away.
yeah, but I'm like, well, but this Leo, it's our youngest cat.
Yeah.
He is so food motivated.
Okay.
Like he yells all day for food. And so she wants to be hit by the cat, but he has claws and he's not afraid to use them. And I'm like, Mom, you're willingly asking to be like slapped here. Yeah, exactly. Because every time we go to feed him, we pick up his bowl and he smacks us. So Yeah.
The only reason I say he walked away is because it's like when you try to get a cat to, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
in general, when it's like, oh, come here, they come, or my cats always come.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but when you want to do something, it's like, no, I'm not interested in you right now. It's like, come on. I've actually started, not that has directly to do with what you're doing, but I've started brushing my cats and clipping their nails in the same session to motivate them to want to get their nails clipped, because they'll know they get brushed after that.
Did I break some rules because I brought the brush out?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
you know what? Okay, so we have to talk about this.
Okay.
now. Nina watched my cats with me when I took my road trip that we were talking about.
Yes.
And I came home and Tuesday I went out to lunch, so I had to get dressed.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my black dress on, and right before I went out, Milo decided he needed love. I was covered in fur. I brush them twice the week before you watch them. You brush them, and it did no good whatsoever.
Of course.
It's just like, wait a minute, they've been brushed 3 times. How did Milo just dump half of his fur on me? Yeah.
It's crazy.
One of the cool things with cats that you can do, and I don't know if people do this with dogs. I think they do it with dogs too, but I only, of course, see the cat videos on the reels. So the buttons where you can program them to talk.
Yes. They do that with dogs too. Yeah.
Part of me really wants to do that, but those boards are really expensive, and it probably takes a lot of time.
Oh my God, I want to know what is going on in Binkley's mind right
Seriously, he'd be like, hug,
now. Yeah.
hug, hug, cuddles, cuddles, cuddles.
You're so right. Like that's what he's.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Attention. Attention.
Here be Milo would be, I want to go outside. Outside is not outside for those cat people who may be listening. Outside is the garage. Okay,
Yeah.
so they would be programmed outside. Outside. On your lap. No, outside. On your lap. That would be Milo.
He'd be arguing with himself. Like,
exactly.
oh my gosh.
I want it all. All right, we are up on the 15-minute mark, so let's take a quick break and listen to some PSAs, and then we'll come back and we'll continue talking about what we've been watching here on Streamingverse. You are listening to WHCM. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hey, buddy, are you free to hang out tonight?
Sorry, no can do. I got the night shift.
Boss got you working late, huh?
Not at all. It's The Night Shift on Harper Radio. A full night devoted to the alternative and experimental. You'll hear everything from psychedelic rock to reggae, from classic hip-hop to old school folk. You'll even hear vaporwave, local music, and so much more.
Well, hey, I think I may just join the night shift myself.
Spend your night with us, Fridays and Saturdays from 7 p.m. until 5:30 in the morning. The Night Shift, Friday and Saturday nights. Catch it while you can. On Palatine's own Harper Radio. Radio done differently.
If you want to be part of the actual coolest group of people, you should join WHCM. Trust me, you won't regret it. No experience is needed, and we will teach you everything that you need to know right here at the station. You have the opportunity to compete in national broadcasting competitions, host a live radio show, or work behind the scenes, or even both, and laugh your head off in the most positive and encouraging environment. Can't wait to join any longer? Email us at whcmhawkradio@gmail.com.
And we are back with Streamingverse with Nina and Chris here on WHCM. You can also check us out on harperradio.com and YouTube Live. Look for the Harper Radio channel. So we're still talking about what we've been streaming over the past week, and I'm going to just steal the show right now.
Do it.
Well, not the attention of the show, but steal the mic right now. I just plowed through Silo on Apple TV+.
How was that?
It was really good. So it took me about 3 episodes to get into it. And I'm talking months, because someone's like, you really should watch it. You'll really like it. And I started, and I'm like, I'm bored. Okay, it wasn't really, but I think that's what our brains do if they don't
Yeah.
click right away.
I don't like it.
I don't want to do. I have to think.
Ew.
What's happening? So I finally got through 3 episodes, and between again the ghosts and no internet on Mackinac Island,
Yeah.
I'm sticking with its ghosts too.
No, I love it. Yeah.
It took me a bit to download stuff. I'm like, I should have done it ahead of time. Even I should have thought you're on a freaking island. There might be internet issues.
There might be ghosts. Come
There
on.
might be ghosts, right? I actually did take a haunted tour.
You did? I'm so jealous.
Yes, it was awesome.
I've always wanted to go on one of those.
Like the paranormal people
Yeah.
like do it and everything.
Oh
yeah.
my god. That's amazing.
But it was also cool because it's also the history of the island, so that
Right.
was nice. Yeah, it was great things.
need
I was
to
very
do that.
proud of myself for signing up for that. But
Yeah.
Silo was very good, dystopian universe, and there is going to be a season 2. So if anyone hasn't checked it out yet, so there's a cliffhanger at the end, but there is going to be a season 2 because it
Good.
stopped. I think the last new episode was like in June, so I really waited
wow.
because I was so. It took me a minute, but it was very good. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Highly recommend that, unlike the Spotify DJ. Anything else you've been streaming?
Well, I would like to share the paragraph that my parents have sent me.
So they're not just watching one thing. They're
Oh, no,
watching
no, 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 no.
a paragraph of
Okay,
things.
I'm going to tell you what was all today.
Okay.
Okay? Sorry, this is making them sound terrible. It's fine.
Everyone has days like that. What do you
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Okay. So they watched all 4 of the Toy Story movies. I'm pretty sure in order, because that wouldn't make sense.
That would make sense, yep.
Bolt, Zootopia, Tangled, Daddy's Home 2. That was all today, okay? And then, I don't know if this was today or not. Love, that might be a typo, I don't know. Better Call Saul, or maybe he loves Better Call Saul. That's probably it.
Okay.
And then my mom accidentally started watching Glamour, which I think is on Netflix. She thought it was a movie, but it's not. And I couldn't find it the other night because I wanted to start watching it because I was in the other room. I was just listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was laughing so hard. At one point, she walks in and she goes, the guy just, like, went into the lobby and was like, move, I'm gay. And then everyone, like, moved out of his way.
I think I watched that.
Really?
Glamorous.
Glamorous? Maybe.
Hold on, let me show you a picture of the main dude.
I literally have not seen it.
I shouldn't say dude for the main person.
True. I mean, dude's gender neutral in my...
Yeah, me too.
They are
That's them, yeah.
stunning.
And is that the person?
I have no idea. I didn't see
Oh.
the TV once. I just heard their voice.
Yes. It was a little much at first, but it ended up being brainlessly entertaining.
Yeah,
I don't know if
they-
your mom would agree with that assessment, but
Well,
that's the one I'm going with.
it's kind of like Devil Wears Prada situation, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So then, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I have
And
to
it's
watch
Kim
it.
Cattrall, so I like her. She was in Sex and the City. Okay. She
Sorry.
was also in Mannequin, which is one of my favorite movies, even though most people would go, you like Mannequin? Because she plays a mannequin who comes to life.
That happened in a Doctor Who episode.
Yes, it did. They got it
See?
from Mannequin. No, I'm just joking.
I was
joking.
just showing off that I knew something.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
One of the other things that I've been watching, which I don't know why, because this is on Netflix. You know how when you watch, especially Netflix, even while you're watching it, when you pause it, it'll ask, do you like this? Do you not like
Yes.
this? Do you love this? Well, I'm watching Painkiller, which is based
Yes.
on the opioid addiction,
Right.
epidemic. Right? Epidemic.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And I'm only watching it because I think it's just to really grasp what we went through and how horrible money gets away with everything
Yeah.
in our country. In multiple facets, but this is just one of them. So even though I've watched Dope Sick on Hulu, which was awesome, now I'm watching Painkiller, which is very good, but it asked me if I like it, and I want to go, can I say yes, but
Right.
Because even sometimes I'm like, I can't watch the scene. I can't watch the scene.
Yeah.
Because, and again, I don't think I could watch it if it was a documentary because that would be horrible. But every episode starts with a person who has a picture of their loved one who was impacted. And so it's a fictionalized story about the real events, but they have a real person who was impacted. Either they lost someone or that person was impacted somehow. So far, all of them have died who they've talked about. But
Oh my gosh.
it's just horrible.
Yeah.
And every time they show those, and I don't know if you're old enough to remember these, they'd have these pain clinics. So you used to drive by and you'd see a strip mall and there'd be a pain clinic there. And I would always be like, oh, because I have bad back issues. If I didn't swim and do all the things I do, I would have back problems all the time. It would go out all the time. So those always appealed to me, like, oh, could they help me with their pain? No, they were just dealing like OxyContin and throwing it out at everybody.
Yeah.
But they always said pain, it always looked like they could help you manage your pain. Yeah, manage it by selling you drugs.
I think you told me about this when we talked about Dope Sick.
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah, because I also told you that's the other thing. I watch it and I think, how lucky am I that I didn't have whatever gene these people have to get addicted? Because I always got sick. So I would never want to take them. Like, I would rather be in pain
Yeah.
than take this.
Oh my gosh.
But it is really good. So that's Painkiller on Netflix. 2 thumbs up so far. It's a series.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So, a little later in the show,
Yeah.
but our main topic, it is time to discuss the main topic,
I'm so excited.
which is a movie that was just released. Was it just released last
Yes.
Friday?
Last Thursday.
Oh, that's right. Thursday. You watched it. That's right.
Yeah.
Um,
I think, yeah.
it's red, white, and royal blue.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yes. I knew the colors.
Yes.
And it was good. I know you have a lot more to say about it than me. It was a little cheesy at first.
Oh,
but
it's so cheesy.
okay, good.
It's so cheesy.
But to a way, I think they played with that a little bit, which I liked.
Yeah.
So do you want to?
Oh my god, I'd love to.
You go.
Ugh.
You go, girl.
Yes. Okay, so it's based on a book written by Casey McQuiston, who I can't say names at all. But originally she apparently had made some comment about Taylor Swift, and so I was like, not cool, never reading another one of your books, like, you're done. But apparently they have since revoked said statement and then made like playlists with Taylor Swift songs. So maybe I can read their next book.
They've bought back your love.
I know. So, and the book that they had recently written was actually made a cameo in the movie when they're reading the book.
Yes.
So it was
Yep.
her book. But this one came out in 2019, and no surprise, my friend Susanna recommended it to me because she literally just tells me what to read and I read it. Like,
The Susanna Book Club.
pretty much, but it's just her going, I've read every book here, you'll like this. And I'm like, okay. And the book itself is so cheesy. Like, I was reading this and I was like, you like this stuff? Like, girl, I can't handle it. And then at the ending I was like, oh my god, they're so cute. Like, yes. So yeah, it's so cheesy. And the enemies to lovers thing I'm not a fan of.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
would like break Susanna's heart, but like seriously, that's so stupid. Like, I get in this aspect they were more like flirtatiously like mad at each other all the time, but in the book it was not that. Like, they had some real beef. There were so many parts left out just for the sake of it being like hour-and-a-half movie.
That's what I was wondering because I assumed a lot was left out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have notes to discuss
gosh.
with you
Yeah.
about this.
Okay.
So one thing I liked, and tell me if it referred to anything in the book.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this in an interesting way because I
Do
don't
it.
know if we can say this word on the radio.
Okay.
The wrapper for the prophylactics, right? Is that the right word?
You're asking the wrong person. Yeah, no, I know. I don't know.
I think it's profile. Yeah, I think
For-
that's the right word. The rappers.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say the C word.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, but they were in that scene. When they finally
Yeah.
have sex, they put the rappers in the scene. I was so ecstatic. I know that sounds weird because normally when you see all these random sex scenes in movies, it's like, are they being safe? Like, why aren't we alluding to them being safe? And in this situation, they actually had them in the scene. I thought that was awesome.
No, yeah.
And then his mom says, "Are you being safe?" And I'm like, "Yes, we're covering safe sex in this."
Literally.
Without making, like, just seeing them in the scene impacts people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
absolutely.
you take note of that. It's like, oh, okay, safe sex.
Yeah.
That's good, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was...
That's such a good point. Yeah, no,
I don't know if that was necessarily written in the book, and they were safe.
I mean, it's not.
And so opened the package.
No, I mean, I think they have like an awkward conversation about it. 'Cause
Okay.
they're like, because you know when one of them, no, it was Alex, the American, he was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then Henry was like, I went to an all-boys sleepaway camp. Like, I know what's going on.
That was so funny.
It was so funny. But literally, there were, like, quotes taken directly from the book. Like, the real, like, standout ones were literally just quotes taken from the book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that made me really happy. But, yeah, same with, I should say the president's response, which is Alex's mother. The way that she responded to him coming out was so sweet.
It was. It really was.
Like, I knew it was coming, you know.
Right, because you read the book.
Because I read the book, but I was still like, I love it. She's immediately like, are you being safe? And I, like, that's amazing.
Hold that.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM with Nina and Chris. We're going to take a quick break, play some PSAs, and we'll be back, and we will continue our conversation on the movie that was just released on Amazon Prime, Red, White, and Royal Blue.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
You're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. That is me when I do my ASMR voice.
It's a little higher than I'm used to. Last couple weeks ago, I didn't even recognize that was me.
One other thing probably should share at this point, especially with what I'm about to bring up next. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
I did, when you showed me your notes, I got a glimpse of what was coming next, and I'm a little scared.
No, it's not as bad as it sounds. Okay. So one of the things I was getting annoyed with, because again, it's a little cheesy.
It's a lot cheesy.
Okay, it's a lot cheesy, is at first they're very rough, and it's not necessarily rough sex, but rough makes out, and they push each other, and I'm like, okay, could we get away from this cliche? It was driving me crazy, and they eventually did, which I was happy about. But it was like, at first, I mean, seriously, I was, after like the second or third time.
At the polo match?
Right before, yes, the polo match. I was like, I'm done. I don't know if I can keep watching this because this is annoying the crap out of me.
Literally. And Susanna and I are watching it and we're like, this man looks disgusting. Like he's playing polo. Like nothing about this is
Guys
attractive.
don't care about that though.
No. But again, that comes from because it's an enemies to lovers book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's like more there's like
passion.
Yeah, which is so stupid. Like if I hate you, I'm gonna hate you. I'm not gonna aggressively make out with you to prove my point. Like, that's why it's so, like, unrealistic to me. Like, one of the books I'm reading right now is, like, Enemies to Lovers, and they're like, the dialogue is so dumb. They're like, you're so stupid, and then the next scene they're making out. And I'm like, this doesn't, like, what are you doing?
Okay. That brings me to my next point of what I wrote down and why we should both start writing more.
Yeah.
Either individually or together, because those emails, what? Okay, 2019. I was going to ask you that. When did this come out? 2019.
Yeah.
Two gay men who need to hide their sexuality from the world because one's a prince of England and the other one's a son of the president are not going to do emails. It's all going to be text or something encrypted. Yeah. They're going to know better.
No. Yeah.
And then, of course, that's how they get caught. So I'm like, oh, this makes sense. But right then I'm like, this is such lazy writing.
It is. It is. Like, even letters would make more sense. Because I get that
letters would make sense because they'd be more romantic.
Right.
They would add to what they were going through or something. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think that what the author was trying to get at is, like, well, texts aren't, like, romantic things that you just, like, send once a day. Like, because they were texting all the time.
Right.
More so in the book than we see in the movie. But they, like, they're, you know, sarcastic. Yeah. They're, like, their texts are, like, just like, hey, hi, what's up? And
right.
And their emails are like freaking, I don't know, like poetic.
They're letters from the Civil War.
Yeah.
Dear Henry.
Literally. Literally. I don't know why they decided, like, oh, emails will be better. Because it's not on paper, so there's, like, no trace. But these, they're not smooth. They're stupid.
Right. And they would know. In this day and age, they would know that. So when they got hacked, it's like, well, I knew that was going to happen.
Exactly.
Because and again, lazy writing. Because that would have been so much better. Like, okay, like you said, they wanted to write letters. They could have either been physical letters or they could have said, okay, we're going to set up this encrypted file, like a conversation. And then that ex-lover of his could have somehow known the key because they made out the one time.
Yeah. No, literally.
I've just rewritten it and it makes more sense.
Yes, it does make more sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So how old are they supposed to be in the book? I was wondering, because I did look up their ages. Alex, the son of the president, he is literally in real life like a couple weeks younger than my son, who is going to be 30 in September. So how old are they in the book? Because is he in grad school? Because he's in school.
Yeah, they're in college.
But
so I don't know exactly how old they are in the book, but because it has been like a second since I've read it, but he has this core group. They call them like something the three, because there's like three of them, which in place was that like one guy who ended up leaking everything.
Okay, right, yes.
But he had a sister, and there was another person who was like in the White House.
Okay.
And they were all studying together.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure he was like, I don't know what year.
I understand, like they could be, getting their masters.
Yeah.
But did they ever say that?
No, I don't think they did.
I mean, because both those actors are either, like I said, one of them was probably 28, 29 when it was filming. And the other one's older, even older.
Okay.
So they're closer to, which would be fine if he was getting his master's. That would make sense,
I don't think,
or his PhD, but I don't think so.
I think they're still teenagers in the book.
Or at least 20. No, they're I would think at least 21.
Yeah, probably because they were
drinking too, and I only say that because they're both in royal position,
yes,
where he had to be aware of what he was doing. Yeah, and so he wrote something to help his mom. All of this is like, I could do so much better. Why am I not trying?
Yeah, no, literally.
That's what I think all the time. Did we have a comment from the peanut gallery?
Megan said, agreed, the love scenes were quite passionate. This just the love scene, like the one. Okay. I had completely, I knew it was in the book, but I had completely blocked it out to the point where because Susanna, I'm calling her out right now. She gives me some books to read.
Right.
They are spicy, okay? I'm not whatever, okay? It's her fault. Anyways, blame Susanna. Sorry. But one of my brother's friends, Rachel, came into my room and she was like, "Oh, have you read this was a while ago, like a couple weeks ago, Red, White, and Royal Blue?" And I was like, "Yeah, have you?" And she's like, "Oh my God, like it was so like spicy." She didn't talk like that. She didn't sound like that at all. She's like, okay, anyways, I love you, Rachel.
You're doing a
Yeah.
dramatization of how she sounds.
Yeah. She was like, "Oh my God, it was like so like I could barely read it." I'm like, "Isn't it a young adult novel?" Like, I'm pretty sure it's a young adult novel.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, they put ridiculous things in young adult novels now. Like, they were, like, not young adult.
Right.
They're not, like, teen. But, like, it wasn't that bad. Like, there was barely anything. And then I told Susanna about it, and she's like, "No, there's definitely something. I think you're just, like, desensitized to it." And I'm like, this is terrible.
All the stuff she gives you.
Yeah, because of all the books that she gives me to read. So I was like, no. I was telling Rachel, I was like, no, it's not even there. And she's like, yeah, it is. And so then when we went to watch the movie and it was rated R, Susanna and I were like, what? I'm like, how is this rated R? There was like one scene and it didn't say anything. And she goes, yeah, it got pretty graphic. And I'm like, no, it didn't. And she's like, Nina, did you actually read the book? I'm like, yes. I don't remember a graphic scene. Apparently there was.
In the movie.
No, in the book.
Oh,
It was graphic in the movie,
no,
too.
but was the movie rated R?
Yes.
It's probably because that one scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they look intimate. It is crazy what gets certain ratings.
I know.
You can have guns shooting people and people dying, and it's PG-13 because there's no blood. But two men who look like they are really getting it on with each other.
Rated R.
No!
Nobody can see this.
No. His dad was cool, too. I love that line. Was that in the book about hey, I'm the one who got us all gender bathrooms in Texas?
Yes.
That was awesome.
In the book, they're divorced. So that was weird.
Yeah, I think that's... I guess Trump was divorced. In terms of, like, presidents who've been divorced.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't happen very often. But
Yeah.
it does more now. Doors are wide open now with what could happen. I'm now wondering, and I should have looked at this early, if there are all-gender bathrooms in Texas.
I don't know about that one.
I question it because
Yeah.
it's Texas.
But that's why it was such like a...
Big deal. Yeah.
Especially with their hometown being Texas. Which...
Right. Yeah, that's going to be hard to look up, so I'm going to
Yeah.
stop this. But they do allow people to... It looked like from what I just saw that you can go use the bathroom that you identify with from what I just saw. But I love the all-gender bathroom idea. I have
Me
to
too.
tell you. Again, during my swim, so I was at this relay exchange, and there was actual bathrooms there for the first time, and I had been on land the whole time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, we have to go. And, of course, the women's is way long. And the men,
course.
there was people in it, so we're like, okay, we can't go over there. And it was the other side versus next to each other. Otherwise, I think we would have commandeered it
Yeah.
and used it.
Concerts, trying to go to the bathroom at a concert is... These headphones. Literally the worst thing ever. There has been so many times, just at Taylor Swift alone, where the women's line is like around the entire stadium, and there's no men's line, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I'm going in the men's bathroom.
I've done that before, like going out with friends, and it's like we're at the bar, and all the women's line is out the thing, and
Yeah.
I've been the one. Is anyone in there? Nope. Okay, guys. 4 of us, let's go real quick.
Yeah, no,
and then we
literally.
make the man wait until we go quickly, but we try to be respectful. It's like, let's go. But if we had all gender bathrooms, and for anyone listening who's like, ew, if you do it right, like they do in Europe, the bathroom stalls go down to the floor and there's no cracks to see through. So,
But also, why are you looking that closely?
yeah, who cares?
Mind your own business, people.
All right, so I asked you a question. We're getting back to red, white, and
Did
royal
I not
blue.
answer it?
No, you did.
Oh, okay.
I texted to you and asked you if you knew who this person was.
Oh,
And
yes.
you answered me. So what did you know Stephen Fry was in this movie? When you said you knew who Stephen Fry was, did you know he was in Red?
No, I did not.
Okay. I squealed when I saw this. The grandfather or the king in the movie was Stephen Fry, who is like the gayest man in England. So when I saw him come out, I squealed because I knew it wouldn't be an outright, you're wrong. Now, I get him saying you're not doing the right thing for the country type thing, but you notice even his brother was the bad guy in that scene, not his grandfather. And it's because Stephen King is the gayest man in England. And I mean that
Stephen King?
No, Stephen King. Stephen Fry. I love Stephen Fry. I was thinking
amazing.
Kings.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Nope. Thanks for correcting me.
No,
Stephen
I thought that
Fry.
was
And
funny.
I love Stephen Fry. Like, he
I
is
didn't
so
realize
awesome.
that. That's so cool.
Yeah. So having him play the grandfather was very probably intentional.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, in the book it's very Henry's whole coming out process is a lot worse than they made it.
Okay, yeah,
seem
they
in the
was
film.
probably more drawn out and everything.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it would have been cool in the movie if they would have played it so that the grandfather was gay but couldn't act on it because of his position. Like, as
Why
soon as I
aren't
saw
you
Stephen
writing?
Fry, I'm like, why isn't this part of this? Especially because it's Stephen Fry. Come on.
Yeah, why didn't you write this book?
I know. The more I see, the more I'm like, I need to write some books, people.
You do. Because they'd be a lot better. Sheesh.
So, any other thoughts that you had on this? Which did you like better, the book or the movie? I know you were thinking about that and you were having some issues.
I know. I was having some issues, but God, I do think I liked. Depends what mood I'm in. If I want to be sad for longer, the book, definitely.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just because it's so emotional. The movie's emotional, but it's like condensed.
Yeah.
And then happy ending.
Yep.
Which,
Squee!
yeah. Woo!
Actually, did you see the end scene?
Yeah.
With the cake? That was so cute.
So cute. But yeah, I think like all together it was so cheesy, which normally isn't something that I would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Like, that's not my vibe.
Right.
For anyone who has ever looked at me, like, no. I want like angst and drama and like near death experiences. Like, I want all of it.
You'll love Silo then.
Okay, great. So yeah, I don't know, but I did really like the movie.
What I walked away with is, why aren't you watching Sense8?
You know what's
Why
really
isn't Susanna watching Sex8?
sexy?
Because that's why.
That
Sense8.
happens?
Because there's all of the mixed gender sex happening all the time. And they're so cute. I'm thinking, because I was watching the red, white, and royal blue and going, oh, they're such an attractive couple.
Yeah.
You know, they're so cute. And it's like, yeah, Nina likes, oh, it's so awesome. And they're, gay couple. Yay. Guess what? Sense8, gay couples, yay! Thruples, yay!
Is that your impression of me? Gay couple, yay!
No. But you have to remember, sometimes when I see the cheesy stuff, I'm like, what is Nina drawn to? Because she's not the big cheese person.
No.
So I'm thinking, gay sex, yay!
No, it's not the sex, Chris. My parents are watching.
No, I meant when I say gay sex, what I really mean is the gay couple, like the couple and the happy, and the fact that there's representation on the big screen or your screen. All right, for you and your parents, I will mild it down to what I really mean. It's representation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love this.
Again, watch Sense8.
I know, I need to.
You just have to power through the first 3 or 4 episodes and you'll be fine.
I know, I can do it. I
Just power.
just need to do it. My parents are probably sitting on the couch mortified.
I know. It's one show you never watch as a family, trust me.
No. Yeah, do not watch Red, White, and Royal Blue. So if I come home and my parents are like, "Oh, we should watch it," no, I'm gonna have to leave for
Let's all sit down and watch Sense8. Just watch the first 4 episodes together, then split up.
There was already a moment in the first episode, though.
Yeah, it wasn't the big sex scene where all
wasn't
8 of them
the big
had
one.
sex together.
This is Chris's favorite show, everybody. Just throwing that out there.
And like you, it's not for the sex. That's not why I'm watching it. But it's just how connected they all are.
That's true. We actually have a really sweet comment.
What?
It's not about sex, guys. My dad, I think he just wanted to change the topic. He's like, shut up. No, he didn't say that. He's like, hey, we just wanted to say how far this radio has progressed. We remember how many problems they had when they first began streaming. The stream is so good now. Sound, visually.
Aw.
Congrats.
Yeah, I see that as a diversion. Get
Yeah.
them to turn left now. Left. You don't like sex talk?
It's healthy. No, I'm not. I can't.
Yeah, we won't do that.
No.
Whoa. It went not responding for a second.
Oh my god.
Yeah, of course, because of their birthday, I've been watching Sense8, so it is
Yeah.
very much on my mind.
You know, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not lying. Like, I swear to God, I'm not lying.
Okay.
I could lie, but I'm not. That's like an active choice I make
Okay.
every day.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
lie.
lying. Okay? Last night I got in bed. It was too late because we had finished watching Only Murders in the Building. And I got into my room and I was like, well, I can't go to sleep. Like, I'm not really that tired. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Whatever. I was like, oh, I'll watch an episode of Sense8. And then I'll surprise Chris.
Right. Yay.
Guess who didn't do that?
Boo.
I know. It was me. Because then I was like, oh, but they're like an hour and a half. So
And
then,
plus, you're
yeah.
going to have to start from the beginning at this point, I think.
Uh-huh.
Even if you fast forward through the first episode, you're going to have to go back at this point.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go, who is Jonas? Who is the blonde-haired woman? Why do I care about them?
Yeah.
But I could tell you. So
I know you could.
tune in next week to Streaming Verse when Chris will be going line by line, detail by detail, every episode of Sense8. We'll condense it a little bit, making sure it goes a little bit faster for you, but I'll be telling you why it is still relevant in 2023.
Please.
Because I love it.
Please. That would be amazing. Acts out an entire episode. Would you do them in different voices and everything?
And that would be hard
Oh,
because we've got
there's-
languages too.
Oh,
Not
that's
necessarily
right.
languages, but accents, and I would do them poorly.
Yeah, I
and we
can't.
don't need the negative reviews. Why is Chris trying to sound like a Korean woman?
No.
Or sounding like Lido, who's from Mexico.
Oh, God. I wish I was good at accents.
Yeah.
I have tried my entire life to be good at a British accent, and it's so tragic.
I can do funny. I can do when I'm being funny. Like,
I can't.
I went to Costco once with a friend of mine
Yeah.
and her daughter. And her daughter was bored, so I had to entertain her. So we started talking like we were French. You know.
That's really good.
Left the school over here and see if there's anything we wish to purchase. Like stuff like that. Like just to be silly.
Oh,
Not.
that's amazing.
Well, you know, I did that with the book too, right? Did I ever tell you the book story?
No.
Have I ever said this on here? Okay. We were in France, and my son was young. He was like 5 years old. And we were with my mom and the French, as we call them. Like, they're friends, of family friends, like, you know.
The French.
The French. The
Yeah,
French
yeah,
that
yeah.
we know. But we're like friends of the family with them.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you and Nick get to stay in the kids' room. We each had our own bed, and there's toys in there, and there's books, so you can read them some books. Okay, yay! And I didn't think about it until I got
Oh,
a
gosh.
book. It's in French.
Yeah.
I do not read French. So, based on the pictures, I did this. This is the story of the little brown bear who goes to the beach. Open it. And it's the bear and his dad, little bear and his dad. And he has a book in his hand. And this was my, the best part of my story. Papa, your 9 nighttime stories, they are pa. So Nick and I are busting up laughing because I'm just, whatever the picture is I'm reading it, you know. I want to go to the beach. Where is my ball? Where, you know. So Nick and I are busting out laughing. Again, Nick's 5, so he's easier to entertain at that point. And the next day, when my mom is like, what were you two doing? And I'm like, I was reading him the book about the little brown bear who goes to the beach. And they're like, do that. And I read it to them. They were laughing. Like, you have to do this for the French.
Oh my God.
Like, aren't they going to be offended that I read them this book? And they're like, no. So I read them the book. I still have the book because they gave it to us.
Oh my God. That's incredible.
And they were not offended because you know that Papa's like when they're spit. You know, yeah. So they weren't offended when I did Papa, your 9 nighttime stories. They're pa.
Okay, literally a writer, comedian. I don't know. Oh my God.
So that's how I do accents. I don't do them for real, but in silly situations. What?
My dad actually brought up a really good point. He commented Mr. Jarvis, which is the only thing I can say in a British accent, because Peggy Carter is always yelling at him on Agent Carter, and she goes, Mr. Jarvis! And she's always yelling at him, and that's the only thing that I can do.
Down.
I can only say those two, well, not even. I can only say that because, like, literally I'll be watching and I'm like, Mr. Jarvis.
So you got that? See, that's somewhere to start with.
That's it, though.
I think that's what they do. That's what actors do, though, is to get in a space, they start with one thing. So you've got Mr. Jarvis, and I got that little brown bear going to the beach. And I think it was petite and then bear. That's what I picked. That's why it was the little brown bear. I would have just said bear, but it was petite and then bear, so I knew petite was little. I got that covered with my French.
I want to actually translate this book now and see what it's actually about, and then compare it to what you had come up with, because I bet it's really close.
They said that the French said it was like close. I was close. Although I don't know if he was, slamming Dad for the nighttime stories. I don't know why that became an essential part of the story. He had issues with his father.
Nick is 5.
Nick is 5. But he thought it was funny.
Well, yeah. Oh my God.
Maybe some therapy in there.
Right?
The bear's going to family therapy.
You have a book series right here. Right here.
All right. Great for little kids. Well, I hope everyone has enjoyed our show.
I sure did.
Me too. And we will be back hopefully next week, where we'll be talking about what else we've been watching. I'm excited that Invasion's coming back on Apple TV. Invasion, yay. I think it was before the pandemic was the last episode, so.
All right.
I'm excited. You? Anything you're excited about watching?
Nope.
Got more marathons planned with the family?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to watch like 5 more movies when we get home.
Okay.
So, yeah,
all right.
I'm ready.
Keep us updated. We will be here to listen.
Sorry, I just got a text from Susanna, and I was worried she was going to yell at me, but it's about something else.
Okay,
I was like, oh my God, she's actually watching.
Listening.
I was like, oh no. Okay.
All right, everyone. You've been listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast service of Harper College and its Board of Trustees.
Have a good dinner.